Guys, it's Sunday. I don't even know the date. I think the 9th. My hunting went to heck. I ended up getting a man cold, and everybody knows that that's the worst pain on earth. I mean, even women know that. They just refuse to admit it. So my Labor Day weekend was shot. I'm sitting there hacking up phlegm and everything. I couldn't make a stock for nothing. So I was really disappointed because I have to go out of town for the next 3 weeks this week. And so I played hooky on Friday, came up, saw some good bucks, and one that I would have shot, a big old 3x4, big eye guards, heavy, but he got around the side of the mountain before I could get there, and I don't know what happened to him, just got lost in the jungle. Pulled out, and then I had volleyball games for my daughter, had football yesterday with my youngest, so Sunday's my only day. So I come up here in the same spot where I saw that 3x4. Saw very few deer. It was really warm this morning and windy. A few does here and there. Saw a little dink, a couple forkies. And so I'm sitting here glassing this blow down, rocky, just mess up here. And I caught a forky. And he was up above, back up into here. So I watched, and he kept looking downhill, which, oh yeah, you got another deer around there somewhere. Finally saw it. And it's a monster. A freaking big 4-point with 3 kickers coming out, 2 on the left, 1 on the right. I'm shaking like a pup shitting peach pits. I mean, he's a stud. So I'm clear across the mountain trying to phone scope him. The wind is howling, the phone's shaking. I can't get anything to look right. But I think I got a couple little things of them to show you guys. But ended up texting my wife, telling her, hey, I found a deer, I'm going to go after it, who knows when I'll be home. Came across here, and as soon as I get up here, the wind is doing 180 degrees from what it was doing where I was sitting. So my whole plan was shot. It's warm, so I was hoping my thermals were going up, but they were swirling, predominant winds blowing down. As soon as it would calm down, everything's going uphill. I mean, just your typical wind's going to get you thing. Still battling this cough a little bit, so I figured, well, heck with it. I'm just going to go at him. Hopefully the wind is up higher. I knew where he was bedded, but of course when you get over here, everything looks way different. And sure as heck, I got in. I'm sure this is where he is. I toss a rock down because, I mean, it's just thick. All these little 5-foot little pines here, which I knew he was bedded in. Threw a rock downhill, and he stands up about 18 yards in front of me. Oh, yeah. He's sitting there, he's really looking. We did that about 5 minutes. He didn't have a clue I was around to his right, but he was really staring downhill where that rock was. And then he just started to turn and go up through a gap. I'm not sure of my shot placement, but pretty sure it spined him. It dropped him like a sack. He kind of rolled down the hill and then fought me a little bit. I was able to sneak up here. I'm probably 12 yards away and was able to get another arrow into him. And ladies and gentlemen, I have a stud of a deer on the ground right now. Pretty sure he's dead. He's been laying there 10 minutes while I'm sitting over here shaking, you know, and trying to text my wife. So I am beyond ecstatic for having such a short season, for late in the game being able to find a landowner tag, and then coming up into an area that I've never been before, but that's where we found the hook buck, and deciding, you know, there's a lot of deer over here. Let's go take a look. And sure as heck, I just found my biggest buck. It is my biggest buck I've personally ever shot, rifle or bow. I don't know what he is, but he's heavy, got trash, and with a bow, oh yeah, I'm stoked. Let's go take a look at him before I actually fall off of this rock shaking. Oh, by the way, I like my hat, guys. Yeah, it's my lucky hat. I wear it all the time. So let's get through here. You kind of see him there. I don't know. It ended up taking another. I put 2 arrows through the tree here. I'm pretty sure my second arrow was gonna do it, but my third arrow, dang sure, I had it centered on him. There's my buck. Oh man. Good night almighty. What a gorgeous deer. Let's see if we can get any kind of good. Boy, that ramcat tore him up. I shoot 100 grain ramcats, and they're fairly devastating. Oh yeah, I can see my first arrow back there. It's where I thought, because he was quartering away really hard, and I was estimating yardage. I put my 40 on it, and looks like yardage was perfect. Just a fuzz off on that. Look at this. Let's set this bow down. The old Hoyt Spider does it again. Yeah. Oh, you beautiful thing, you. Get rid of some of this. Look at that. He's got that dished out face and nose. He is not a 3-year-old, which is what I was really wanting, was a big 4+-year-old. And he looks 4 or 5. I'm gonna guess at least 5. He's really got oh man, look at that. That's the exit hole, that last ramcat. The second one I had, I just put it on center of mass to try to make sure he was down. Look at this velvet. Look at that. Kickers. Oh, check this out. He's got an extra little one coming off of his, oh, he's got 2 more stubs back here. Huge eye guards. Oh man, look at those kickers there. Oh man, look at that one. That's 4.5 inches there. Fuzzy headed little critter. Oh, that's gorgeous. I have not shot a mule deer buck with my bow in quite a few years. Guiding, scouting, and bad luck. I haven't been able to harvest one. Gotten quite a few whitetail here lately, but have not been able to get the mountain buck that I've been scouting for every summer. Oh man, I love his dished out face. Definitely over 5 years old. Great mass. He's gonna have 18 inches of mass at least. Oh man. Well, he's about 8 inches on his G4 and 16 inches on his G2 and 9 on his G3. That's gonna be a stud, boys. So let me see if I can get him posed up in this rock slide all by myself and see how I'm gonna manage this. I know what I'm doing the rest of the day. Be more stoked. This just is everything I've been scouting for. I'd rather kill this deer all day long over any bull. I'm a deer guy, I always have been. I do want to be able to kill a big old 350 with my bow, absolutely, who doesn't? But I'm a deer guy. I was able to glass this thing up. I bedded him at 8:45 this morning, planned my stalk, my route, took some pictures of certain trees just to make sure I knew where I was going. Got over here, it was really no issue. And what, you know, you get over here, you start thinking, okay, it's going to be 50 yards. No, it's actually a lot closer. Distances are different, everything's different, but even with bad wind, everything, he never winded me. It's hot enough, everything went up, and I've got a trophy for me. Was that ridge line over there. I was there at about 6:15 this morning, I think. No, 7:15 this morning. Took me about an hour and 15 to get to that ridge. Awesome. Oh, that's awesome. I was estimating them at 25 to 26 with the kickers, so looks like he's going to be right there, 25, maybe 26, depending on that kicker. But what a stud! Buck ever. I'm super stoked. I'll throw a tape on him later on, but oh, this is so awesome. Look at that deer. Oh man. Kicker. Another kicker. Big old dished out face on him. Oh, I could not be happier Colorado public land. Finally got them on. Got 2/4 and a back strap on me right now, plus all the gear that I had in my pack. We're gonna just shuttle it about 300 yards down to the flat, and then come back, get the last 2/4, and then I'll do that. It's about 2 miles to the rig, so I'll just keep shuttling as I go till I get to the road at least, and then I've got about a 1.5 mile hike up the road, but I'll plan on dropping everything at that point. So anyway, maybe you can take a look at them. Oh, I'm happy. Now it's time to burn some calories. I decided to just, since I already had it strapped on, just keep on heading on down. So I'm about 200 yards above the road. I'm gonna stash everything here in a minute, and then hike up to the road, or I mean hike up to the truck and go get my frame pack, load up on water again, and then I'm gonna head back up and go get that last load. I should be able to have it all done, no problems before dark. Heavy dang load. I wish I had bear bait here to share in this. Alright, I'll check in with you later. Round 2, boys. So I suppose here is where I do some inspirational quote about this is why we do it. I'm too old for that. I'd rather do it right beside the road, but we all know this is what it takes to go and get these big ones. But yeah, I'm not one of those young strapping lads that's oh, this is why we do it, for the calories burned. Nah, we do it for the trophy and for the meat and the beautiful, beautiful country that we're in. All the leaves turning gold and red, but we don't do it to burn calories. Ha! I will catch you up at the deer. I just wanted to show you what that first arrow, that ramcat, did. At 40 yards, it went into the right back strap, quartering away hard, and spined him. This is where he drug himself down. Lots of hair, blood everywhere. Hopefully you can see it as well as I can. Just dumping. I've had these same results with ramcats on whitetail, but I'm dying to try them out on an elk. I mean, it just opens them up. I've done a lot of testing with different broadheads, and the ramcat is just sick on penetration. Blows away every other one. I used to shoot Montex all the time, and then they don't even hold a candle to a ramcat. You can see where it went in there. So that dropped him, and then I was able to get another arrow in through his brisket and one long, and then my next arrow, I mean this is all top pin too, my next arrow just center punched him, and he was dead within probably 30 seconds after that. So I'm grateful. What a phenomenal animal, and it's all downhill from here. That beauty. Oh my goodness, that good meat right there. The amount of fat that this deer had too on his back, oh, it's going to be good eating. I love early season mule deer. Turn this into a shed hunting video also. Found this little forky under my headlight. What is he anyway? Hard white last year. Walked by him 3 times this year. Within 20 yards again. I don't know how many times I've done that in the past. I'm just more diligent this year and I'm finding them, I guess. But saw him in my headlamp, and then I'm going through a saddle that I've been through 3 different times also, and I just happened to turn around and look up the hill behind me. I jumped a forky there last weekend, and just glaring white, there's a raghorn, hard white it looks like. I am not going to go back and get that though. I'll just get it when it's a chalk next year or something. Alright, I've had a blast today. This was an extremely short season. I've literally hunted for a day and a half. Is that right? Yeah, let's see. I went camping overnight and did some glass and found a big G3 bull. And then came up here this Friday and hunted till 9 o'clock in the morning, just glassing up a lot of deer. And then today. That's literally all I've hunted this year. And it's actually all I'm gonna be able to hunt, I believe, for my own tags. So talk about a rewarding hunt. As many times as we just beat the brush for 30 days in a row and then season comes to an end and I cuss being a bow hunter, it paid off today. I got lucky for sure. I mean, I definitely had the glass. I was in the right spot. I was diligent with the glassing and found this buck, all because of a forky that's 200 yards up the hill that was giving this guy away. That made it where I could find it. But then to be able to cross, you know, from one ridge top through a valley up to another with the wind very bad, and then still be able to get within 20 yards of him bedded. And I've tossed rocks in the past just to see if it'll do anything. I have never, ever once had them do anything but stand up and blow out every single time. And this one stood there for probably 3 minutes, I guess. Really trying to find whatever it was that made that noise down there. But all I could see was part of his antler through all this little, just this little scrub pine here. Just part of his antler. And nowhere where I could get a shot in. And I'm sitting there telling myself, come on, make it easy on me just once. Take 2 steps forward, and I had about a 1 foot gap. I will drill you at 20 yards. And instead, he didn't like that noise. Ended up spinning, and I caught him as he's going out the top side of this. He went through a gap that was just big enough. And again, I got lucky. I practice a lot. I know my bow. I know what these ramcats do. And tried stopping him. He didn't stop, but he wasn't blowing hard. He was just kind of sneaking up out like a big buck's going to. So I put it on his shoulder and guessed it at 40. Ended up hitting that backstrap, like I said. But spined him, and you know, that's bow hunting. Sometimes it's not just perfect. But my biggest buck to date. I'll see what he is tonight when I get home. I got to stop by the processor first, and then get him all dropped off. Well, first I have to make it the couple miles back out of here. Storm clouds are brewing, but it's cool now. So, man, oh man, oh man. Let's see, we got to think of some inspirational quote like all these young guys do, huh? I don't have anything for you guys. This is fun. This is why I do it. I love mule deer. I love scouting. Finally, it was rewarding. But I don't have a little thing that you can put a hashtag in front of and throw it on Instagram. Sorry, guys. We will, I'm going to take off out of town, and I will catch back with you 1st of October time frame. I'll be home scouting again and getting ready for my buddy's first rifle bull tag. I did see 2 rags this morning before the sun came up, feeding up in a nice clearing up here. And on Friday, I had heard a big, mean chuckler. It wouldn't bugle, but just a grunting and chuckling up this nasty saddle that I don't know if I'm man enough to get up there. But he was headed that way, and these 2 rags I saw fed on into that direction. So more than likely, I'm going to find myself up into there middle of October. Before it is back in here. Quakies, all gold. Oh man, this is gorgeous back here. Quakies, you got some buckbrush, tall grass. I mean, this place is littered with deer and elk sign. You come out through here in these little clearings. Just gorgeous. All those dog hair aspen. But beds everywhere, tracks everywhere. This is one of my new favorite spots now. Got 4 quarters and 1 back strap in here. That one arrow had gone through and just splintered the whole length of the other back strap and then turned into the tenderloins. Spined them, and yeah, anyway. Got all that. And the beast. Look at that thing. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at those eye guards. And I actually think he's going to be closer to 40 inches of mast. He's got it in all the right spots. I'm going to peel the velvet off. I love this side. Look at that mast right there. Those eye guards that lay back. I mean, that's 3 inches there. Huge bases. Knobby. Got that extra little thing right here. Man, this buck would have been awesome if he was brown horned. Look at that. Oh my goodness. He ended up tearing up a bit in this fall and me packing him out. You can see that there, so I won't keep the velvet. I'll go ahead and strip him and get him colored and mounted. But what a phenomenal deer. I could not be happier. Look at that big old thing. Man, that's cool. He's got huge blading going on right here too. Real similar to that the bench full of sheds where I found the deer sheds. Heavy blading on his G2. And kind of similar on his fronts, except these are longer. I just with my fingers, I think they're around 23 and a half. But I'm eager to put a tape on him. Oh man, what an awesome experience. But it's 4:30. I shot him at 10 o'clock this morning. Well, I got out of bed at 3, rolled up here, and then was on the bench for glassing at about 7:15. Saw those bulls, and then found this one. 10 o'clock, got an arrow into him, and the rest has been packing out. What a phenomenal trip. Alright guys, well, we will catch you back. Well, I will check in later on, give you the score on them, and we will check back in October, hopefully with a big stanky bull.